everyone, and welcome back to Tinderloss Gaming, or welcome to Tinderloss Gaming, whichever is your fancy. And welcome to episode 3 of my playthrough of Arkham Horror 3rd edition. And we're playing the Tyrants of Ruin scenario, which was from the Under Deep Waves expansion pack. As I've explained in previous videos, but for those of you who are new, this is part of the old Codgers trilogy, where I'm taking the 3 same characters through different games of the Arkham universe. We've played some Mansions of Madness, we're now playing some Arkham Horror 3rd edition, and we're going to be playing some Arkham Horror LCG with Charlie Kane, Norman Withers and Carson Sinclair. So without further ado, let's get across to the table and see what's going on. Right, here we are at the table, and things are getting hectic. Arkham Horror 3rd edition is a table, bit of a table hog. There's lots going on, and I've got one slight oversight that I've got to put right for this episode. In the last episode, I did manage to get hold of an idol, which meant I should have put card 65 to the codex, because it does say after a deep one relic is revealed, add codex 65 to the codex. So forgot to do that. So let's have a quick look at that. It's against the deep. It says finding all the artifacts will help you clear this threat, but there's only one way to end it. Destroy the rulers of Yathalala before they can ascend to their twisted form of divinity they seek. You can use the artifact you've recovered to lure one of the Deep One lords onto the shore. Choose wisely. Such an attack will surely enrage the other monarch of the Deep One. So there's 2 of them by the sounds of it. And then we get to choose one. Any investigator discards 1 Deep One relic to take card 74. Father Dagon Epic Monster. Well, he sounds delightful. Spawn it at Devil's Ridge and add card 66 to the codex. Then we can discard a relic to get Mother Hydra into play. Same thing. And we can return this card to the archive. We may choose that if we have fewer than 3. Well, we're not going to do that. We're going to keep it on, but we're not going to do any of that yet, because that would be bad. We've got to sort a few things out at the moment. We've only got one idol, or 1 relic. So it'd be nice to get maybe one or 2 more. I think I've got the capacity to at least get 1 more. We've got currently 2 clues on the scenario, only 1 doom, which is not too bad. So where are we game-wise? Well, Carson's got himself tucked up with a shoreline brute at the moment. His card is tucked under there nicely. Thanks, Tom. We've got Charlie down here, who's managed to get one of the idols. And we've got poor old Norman down here, who seems to be being chased by a couple of prowling abductors. There's 2 of them after him. They are hunting towards the lowest influence, and that is definitely Norman with an influence of 1. So there's a bit of, for those British people of a certain age will know, there's a bit of Benny Hill going on here, where they're chasing him round Arkham. So we left it off at the start of an action phase. So let's get right into it. Let's crack on and see what we can do. Now, I've had a bit of a think off camera, and the prowling abductors are really causing a problem for Norman. He's not the heaviest hitting. We could do a find gate, actually. Why don't we do that? Yeah, let's do that. So Norman is going to activate. He's got a spell called Find Gate. Action, test law. If you pass, move to a space of your choice with 1 or more doom on it. So let's do that. He's got a law of 3 and he's focused in it. So he's going to get 4 dice. We need 1 success. and he doesn't get any successes. We've got a 1, a 3, a 3, and a 4. Norman Withers has been my Achilles heel in this across games. He doesn't seem to want to do what I want him to do, ever. But there we go. That's it for Norman. That's not it for Norman, but he was going to find gate up to here and land on here because it's got a clue. But hey ho, I'd like to be in this area because it's got a clue on it. But we need to get away from these prowling abductors. So for his second action, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and pay $2 to be in Velma's diner. Now it does cost us dollars to heal in there, but I want to be as far away with those prowling abductors as I can. So that's $2 that Norman has done, and that is his actions gone. Charlie, now these prowling abductors are still going to chase after Norman because he is the lowest influence. So Charlie is going to go 1, 2 down to be in the Miskatonic University. He's going to be tucked away here. The prowling abductors are going to go away from him. And then he's going to have a go at a ward action, which is law. He's only got 2 law. Is there anything else I want him to do? No, let's just go for a ward action. Or do I gain some money? Do I gain some money just in case? Actually, I think I'm going to gain $1. Let's gather some resources. It's always handy to have $1. You never know when you're going to want to get across to another part of the fort, and you need money to get across. Well, you don't need money, but it just takes you more time if you don't have money to get across. So that's Charlie done. Hopefully there for the clue next time round. Then we've got Carson, whose first action is going to be to fight. He's going to fight the Shoreline Brute. So the Shoreline Brute's got 4 health. Now we get 2 dice for his strength, plus 1 because he is focused in it, and we're using the shotgun, so we get another 5 dice. Shoreline Brute has got a -2 on the strength, so we take 2 away, and then we need to hit it. We need to hit it well. Oh man. 3, 4, 4, 4, 5 and 6. So the 5 and the 6, because of the shotgun, does 2 damage. The 5 does 1 damage. Should we do 3 damage to it? Three damage. I don't really want to be hit by it, so I'm going to have a go at getting away from it. So we're going to do an evade now. Evade is on observation, so we get 3 dice. Three dice, needing 1 success. So this is the way this game's going to be today. We get 3 1s. Wow. Wow. Okay. That is it for Carson. Oh my God. Right, okay. So that's it for the action phase. We go on to the monster phase. The prowling abductors are going to move too. So they're going to go 1, 2 into the streets. Continue chasing Norman around. The enhanced hybrid is going to place 1 doom on the unstable space, which is South Church. 4 in there. And then this Shoreline Brute is going to hit me for 2 damage and 1 sanity. Wow. So 2 damage takes me up to 4. Carson seriously needs to heal. And 1 sanity. We've got nothing we can put it onto. So he's now at 4 health of 6. So is there anywhere around there we can heal? Yes, First National Grocery. We can try and get in there, which is where I was trying to get to. Anywho, right. So I think that's the monster phase done. That's done. That's done. No other monsters on the board. Let me go to the encounter phase. Carson can't have an encounter because he's engaged. Norman does get an encounter at Velma's Diner and East Town. So let's see what he gets. Velma's Diner is so crowded, loud and busy that it takes you 3 tries to get Velma's attention. I'm sorry, dear. I thought I'd already served you. She pulls out a pad and prepares to take your order. You may spend $1 or for you or an ally to heal 2 health. Well, unfortunately, I can't because I haven't got any money. Which was... We are frustrated. And then we get Carson's encounter. And he is going to be at the Miskatonic University. Hopefully this is going to be the clue one. It is the clue one. And we are in the Orne Library. The library is about to close, but you are completely absorbed in your research. You might not see what is happening until it's too late. Test observation. I'm observation 4. And of course, Charlie does smash it at that point with 2 5s and a 6. If you pass, you catch up to the librarian as she's locking the door and ask her about the Innsmouth. Gain 1 clue. Lovely. Gain 1 clue. If you fail, oh, blimey. If I'd have failed, that wouldn't have been good. So that goes into there, and the science building becomes the unstable space. That's it for encounters. We go to the ever so delightful mythos phase, and we'll start off with Carson up the top. Carson pulls a terror. So the unstable space was the science building. So we take a terror, put it there. And then we place a terror card onto Miskatonic University. And then Carson's second one is a headline. Lunar eclipse looms. You become tainted unless you discard 1 spell. And this is for Carson. He doesn't have any spells. So he is going to become tainted. Loads of different sorts. Cat weasel cut, and we'll take that tainted. Oh, God. Just managed to drop the tokens on the floor. Oh, excuse me. And that can go off to one side. And tainted for Carson is after you draw a blank or a spawn a clue mythos token, place one doom in your space. Reckoning, flip this card. So Carson is tainted. And then we come down to Norman. Spread doom. That's at the south side. And that's going to be at Mars boarding house. Okay. We have got 5 in there. Six or more doom. When a neighbourhood has 6 or more doom. So we're okay at the minute. Final one for Norman is a clue. So a clue is going to go at East Town. That's handy. And East Town is here. 2 cards. We then shuffle them up. They all go back into the bag. And then we've got to draw 2 for Charlie. Charlie's first one, spread doom. That's going to be at Innsmouth Village. And that's going to be the Historic Order of Dagon. That's it. And then second one. Oh, the headline. I'm with you, Tom. I'm seriously with you. Headlines are a nightmare. So we're going to get Masked Man Mystery. Choose an investigator in any space. Spawn one monster in that investigator's space. Goodness. Well, it can't be Charlie. Sorry, it can't be Carson. I don't really want it to be Norman. So let's go with Charlie. Hulking Thrall. That is 2 health, no strength. After this monster attacks, you become cursed unless you spend 1 remnant. Okay. We'll put her underneath so we know what we're doing. And that's it. That was a poor mythos phase. Action phase. Let's go with Carson first of all. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this brute. So same as before. Strength of 2, 1 for the focus, and then 5 for the thing. But then we take 2 away. Finally, done the damage. Done the damage to kill it with a 5 and a 6. So 3 damage to it. That kills it. Carson gets a remnant for killing it. And then for his second action, he's going to move 1, 2 to the National Grocery to try and heal. He has got $1. So hopefully that's enough. And that's Carson done. Right, Norman is going to activate and he's going to have another go. Oh, I should have put a sanity. I should have lost a sanity for casting that spell. And I put it on Precious Memento. Apologies. Oh, it's 2. It's 2 sanity to do that. God. Wow. I am going to cast it again. I am going to cast it again. 4 law. Oh my God. Seriously. What are the odds? What are the odds of that? 4 ones. Goosh. I'm I'm glad I've got this on camera. I'm seriously glad I've got this on camera. Oh, Norman. Norman. So first of all, I take 2 sanity for the pleasure. 2 sanity for the pleasure. I take it you still take the sanity even if you fail. Let me just check. Yep, you take the horror before the spell's cast. So 2 horror for rolling 4 ones. Oh dear, that's going to be in my head now. That's seriously going to be in my head. So that was his first action. Oh God, that's a problem now. I need to be at least 2 away from here. 1, 2, 1, 2. So my second action is going to be to move on to the steamboat. I haven't got the money to pay for it, so hopefully we will get across. Hopefully we will get across, or do I? That's risky because if I don't get across, no, I'm going to have another turn. So let's do that for a second action. You are fast becoming a pain, Norman. You really are. Right, okay. So we've got Charlie left who's going to have to deal with this hulking thrall. So first things first, I am going to declare a fight action against the hulking thrall. So that's a test, a fight test. Bonnie Walsh will kick in once per round. Before you resolve a test, you may focus one skill of your choice. I will focus strength. Takes me to 3 strength. Excellent. And then voice of authority. Once per round, when resolving a test using a skill you've focused, so I'm using strength, you may test influence instead. And I've got 4 dice at that in place of yours. So I'm rolling. Basically, all that means is I'm rolling 4 dice. Two 6s, which is more than enough to kill the hulking thrall, which gives Charlie a remnant. And then he's got an action left. He has an action left. Oh, I'd have to remove the observation because I can only have 1 focus in play for Charlie because it's based on how many allies he's got. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Now, second action is to research, which is observation. Oh, okay. Well, couldn't do nothing about it. I had to get the strength up. So 3 in observation. We need 1 success. And of course, we don't get it. 1, 2, 2. That's it for Charlie. That's it for the action phase. Monster phase. So prowling abductors are going to go 1, and then they sort of split to do that. They're still going after him. Doesn't really matter if they split or stay, I suppose. Entranced Hybrid's going to put a doom on the unstable space, which is the historic order of Dagon. And that is it. That is it for the monster phase. Encounter phase. So let's start off with Carson up at Innsmouth Village. So we're going to have to resolve a terror first of all. Last terror card on here. Got 2 on there. With a raspy howl, a hunched deep one courses after you on its bowed legs. Test strength. So I'm strength 3. We don't pass. If you fail, you only narrowly elude it before you collapse to regain your panic breath. Suffer 1 horror. Okay, we're now at 3 horror. Oh no, Carson, that's 2 horror. Sorry, I was thinking about Charlie there for a minute. 2 horror. That's that gone. Norman is going to get a travel routes encounter, and he is on a ferry terminal. You may move 1 space or move to another ferry terminal. Well, I will move 1 space to that one. A young man sits next to you on your voyage. He tells you about his plans to start a new life once he arrives. You can see that he needs more money than he has to succeed. You offer to buy something for him to help him out. You may buy 1 common item from the display. I've got no money, so I can't do that. But we did manage to move, which was the key thing. And then we've got Charlie down in the Miskatonic University, which is a terror, first of all. Oh, hang on a sec. Let me go back. I didn't do the encounter for Carson. It's more, you do your encounter, sorry. So we have got the clue, and he's at the First National Grocery. You are the only customer, and Brian Burnham is doing his best to convince you to buy something. You may spend $1 to buy some groceries and find out how many people are leaving town suddenly. If you do, I am going to spend my $1. That's why I got it. $1 there. If you do, you or an ally may recover 2 health. So we'll take that down to 2, which is good. If you do, and you gain the clue. Excellent. 2 clues for Carson. Right. And then we've done Norman on the travel route back down here to the Miskatonic University. And so this was the terror, or Charlie. It's got 1 on it. A smoky brazier spits out and pops as the regent's burning offering, beckoning some foul creature. Test strength. So we're rolling 3 dice. Nope. 2 1s and a 4. If you fail, spawn 1 monster. Spawn one monster. We're going to get a hulking thrall. Spawn at street nearest prey. Highest observation 3, 3, and 3. So we get to choose. Let's put it near the shotgun. Let's put it near the shotgun because we're all 3. And then we get the actual encounter card. Horn Library. The collection before you includes volumes collected from dozens of occult scholars and arcanists. Draw 2 spells from the deck, gain 1, and put the other one at the bottom of the deck. As you open another tome, you see the spectre of its previous owner. Okay. Test will. So test will of 2 for Charlie. Yay, we passed. So we don't take the horror, but we do actually get to draw 2 spells and then choose 1. And this is for Charlie. Let's give these a shuffle. Hopefully we'll get something decent. 1, 2. So the first one we've got Hunter's Insight. At the start of your turn, you may test lore. If you pass, attach this card to a monster in any space. Attached. After you defeat this monster, gain the attached spell and research 1 clue. Okay, that's not too bad, but not great. Flesh Ward. Once per round, if you, another investigator, or an ally on any space would suffer damage, you may test lore. Prevent damage equal to your test result. That's the one I'm keeping. And that goes on the bottom. So we won't shuffle these anymore now. And that's it for the encounter phase. We go on to the mythos phase. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So we'll start off with Carson in the top. Spread Doom. Spreading Doom on north side, and it's going to be the Curiosity Shop. Second one for Carson. Spread Doom. And that's going to be Miskatonic University Orn Library. Orn Library. Actually, we'll take those, and we'll put a 3 down there. We're running out of tokens a little bit. Take those 3. Give us some tokens. 3. Oh. Yeah, that goes there. So that's your Doom done, and that's Carson done. Then we've got Norman, who I'm not talking to. Norman is going to get a Reckoning. Of course he does. Spread terror in each neighbourhood with a deep 1 monster. These are not deep ones. That is a deep one, but that's not a neighbourhood. So we're all good. Reckoning, choose 1. You may suffer 1 direct damage and recover 2 sanity. You may suffer 1 direct horror and recover 2 health. No, I think I'm still good there. He's got 8 sanity. I'd be gaining 1, but he's only got 4 health, so I'm not going to do that. Dark Pact. We're good. Any other reckonings? No, no. One down here. Reckoning, flip this card, tainted. Your memory begins to fade. The only thoughts you can hold in your head are the sounds of the sea and the siren song call you to lose yourself in the waters. Test will. Will of 3. We don't get anything. 443. You discard 1 talent. If you cannot, discard all of your focus tokens. Discard 1 talent. I'll just get rid of anticipation. I'll get rid of anticipation. Tainted goes back in the pile. I think that's it for reckonings. Second one for Norman. Monster. Shallows Predator. Spawn at street nearest prey. Move towards and engage the highest observation. We know the observations are all equal. Let's put him in there. Coming for Charlie. And then Charlie's 2 mythos. We've got a blank. Lovely jubbly. And then we've got, come on Charlie. Clue. 2 positives for Charlie. Take note, Norman. Innsmouth Shore for a clue. And there's a terror on there, so then we get these 2. Terror goes back on the top. And that's it. Okay. Back to the action phase. Carson's going to research observation. So first thing he's going to do is Carson is going to four there, 5 there. Do I play? Charlie's got. What's this shadow predators like? 3 health, -1 strength, +1 observation to get away from it. Okay, it's not too bad. I'm just thinking with Carson. He's got 2 clues. So here's the boy that's going to be sort of hopefully getting the next. So if we go. If we go 1, pay the $1. Well, no, we're going to have to. He's not got $1. So gain $1 for action, then boom, 1 onto there, and then into here for his second action. Or do we start off with Carson? Do we start off with Carson? Yeah, let's start with Carson because he's got a clue. It's observation. Yeah, Carson's going to go first, and he's going to go 1, 2, and then he's going to spend his dollar to go 3 into Southside. 5 on here, 3 on here, 3 on there, 4 on here, 1 on here, 4 on here, because you spawn it the neighbourhood that has the most doom and doesn't have a lead. So here's going to be where it spawns. So that's the first action. Second action, I'm going to research my clue, which is a test. Bonnie Walsh, once per round before you resolve a test. Before you resolve a test, focus one skill of your choice. I will focus observation, which means the strength falls off. I don't need to worry about doing the voice of authority because they're both 4 now. So we'll have a go at then researching. We get 2 successes, which means instead of placing on the scenario sheet, they may discard the clue. So the clue's gone to place lead, to place the lead. After a white one. There we go. The lead goes on with the most doom, which is Southside. But that's it for Charlie. I don't want the hulking thrall to cause a problem, so Carson is going to move in and engage the hulking thrall. So Carson is 3 strength because we focus, and then the 5 for the shotgun. That's a bit more like it. 6 and a 5 is enough to kill it. So that's 2, 3. It's only got 2. That goes. We get a remnant for it. That was his first action. No, moved and fought. Moved and fought. That's it for Carson. Norman is going to move. He's going to move 1. So here we can test influence or spend remnants. He's got no remnants, but his influence is not great at 1. Trying to think of where the best space is for him. Marsh Refinery, you get remnants or clues. Falcon Point, you're going to get items or cash. Gilman House, you're going to get an ally or sanity. I mean, that seems like the best for him. But it's testing influence, and his influence is only 1. Or remnants. Okay, he's going to move there, and then he's going to focus. He'll lose his law because he's only got a focus limit of 2, and he'll do influence to take him to 2. Who knows with Norman? And that's it. Moved and then focused. Okay. Monster Fates. Entranced Hybrid is going to place Doom on the unstable space, which is the Orn Library. Boom. 4 there now. These are going to move 2. These they don't have to pay $1 for the travel, so they're going to go 1, 2. That's it for the Shadow's Predator is going to move 2, 1, 2 towards the highest observation, which will be Charlie, because these 2 they're all the same. That's it for monster phase. Encounter phase. Carson is going to get a travel routes encounter. He's on a current. No, he's not. He's on. Sorry, he's on the streets. Sorry, he's on the streets. I was thinking, oh, no symbol there. Scenic. The rustling of leaves around you seems to be the whispers of an unknown god, something that dwelt here before the coming of mankind. Something that will dwell here still long after mankind is gone. You scurry on, eager to get away from the trees. You may move 1 space. We'll move in to be with, to give Norman some backup with a shotgun. Norman's getting an encounter at Innsmouth Shore, which is first of all a terror. There's 1 on there. The briny mist makes it hard to see anything, but you can hear talons and spines clicking against the hard ground. Test observation. Well, we're observation 4. Norman's observation 4. And he actually manages to pass. If you pass, you see a shrouded form slipping away. That's it. And then his actual encounter for Innsmouth Shore. It's not the clue. We are at Gilman's house. Athera Gilman says there's no rooms available, but you suspect she may be inhospitable to strangers. Test influence. 2 dice for Norman. He doesn't pass. If you pass, da da da. If you fail, she directs you to the bus station. Carson's had his. Now, Charlie is not going to have an encounter. You may flip the neighborhood down, so that gets flipped down, and reveal the top card of from the investigation deck. What do we got? Oh, it looks like an idol. Yes. Lovely. Awakened mantle. Increase each of your skills by 1. Nice. Very nice. Charlie, he's got 2 idols now. Right, okay. Where am I putting this? Where am I putting this? We'll put it there. Charlie's got all the gear. We'll put his flesh ward here. That's the only problem with this game. You seriously do run out of space. So that's that lead done as well. Good. So we've now increased all of our stats. Brilliant. I need to remember that. Okay, we then go on to the mythos phase. We'll start off with Carson in the top. Clue for Carson is going to be at Innsmouth Village. So there's a clue. And that's going to go in here. That's Carson's first one. His second one is going to be a blank. Nicely done, Carson. Norman is going to be terror. Spread. I always forget spread terror. Always forget how to do it. Unstable space, which is the Orne Library. Orne Library. Orne Library there, and then we put a terror card onto the top of the Miskatonic University. Second one for Norman is a gate burst. Again, I always forget how to do this. Take the top card of the event deck. Place 1 doom in each space on the neighbourhood. So that's south side. 1 doom on each neighbourhood. 1, 2, 3. Shuffle the cards into the discard and then place it on the bottom. So these get shuffled. I'm going to come back to that in a second. And then we take 3 of these off. We put 1 on there. So we're now 2 doom. It's starting to rack up. There's 5 here as well. Need to do something. Charlie's going to need to do something about that, which is not too bad. Right, so that was it for Norman. And then finally, we have got Charlie down the bottom, who's going to get a headline, or a Tom line, as I like to call it. We're going to get headline. You suffer 3 horror unless you put 2 doom in your space. You suffer 3 horror. Unless you put 2 doom in your space. No, I'm going to have to suffer 3 horror. I do not want to put another doom on there because that's then 3. Fine. I'll take 3 horror. 5 of 8. I see what you mean, Tom. I do see what you mean. There's like taking 3 horror is like being hit by an elite monster. Hey, hey. Right. And then last one. Oh, well, that is the last one. We're going to spawn a monster and we're going to spawn a sea singer. Spawn at most doom. So 4 here, 3, 3. So it's going to spawn here at the Orn Library. Lurker, move 1 doom from this space to the scenario sheet. Sugar. Oh my god, that's a nasty one to pull. That is really nasty. Oh man, that's a killer. Right, that's it for the Mythos phase. We are back to the encounter phase and we are literally 57 minutes. I'm aiming for around about an hour, so I'm not going to get another, or could get another turn in, but we're going to leave it there. We'll leave it on that cliffhanger of the Sea Singer. Is just that's a problem. I mean, we've got two idols. We've got 2 cards left. Carson has got clues galore, which he can. Where's the most doom at the minute? So hasn't got 1 on it. So it's 4 there, 3 there, 4 here. So it's even at the moment. So I could choose to put it here. We've got the prowling abductors coming in. Charlie is going to have to deal with this thing, but the shallow predators are right in the way. So there is going to be at least 1 doom go onto the scenario sheet. Move and kill it, hopefully. Move and kills 1 turn, so 1's going to go on, then move, move. It's going to stay there, it's not going anywhere. And then up here, try and get another idol or another relic. Carson needs to deal with the prowling abductors. Norman needs to deal with one of them, if he can. But that's all for next time. That is all for next time. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the scenario. Hope you're enjoying the playthrough. Looks like we are heading. I'd say we're sort of mid to late game now. Maybe a couple of more episodes, but we'll see. Thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could like and subscribe to the channel. We are heading towards the magic 500 subscribers. We're sort of 359, 360 now, which is really brilliant. So thank you all very much for your support. It's really appreciated. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Really just thanks everybody for everything. So anyway, that's enough for me. Blabbering on. Ta-ra for now.